Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Monday. Mondays normally we go to the top of the workshop and look at the top performing map of the moment. But today I'm going to indulge myself. Now, if you watched Saturday's show, remember Cascade Volcano? It was a map with a cascading volcano. And I said it looked like it might be a My First map, but it wasn't because they'd made a map in the dim and distant past, and checking the screenshots, it looked interesting and promising. Well, today we're going to have a look at that interesting and promising map, which also happens to be...
It's my first map.
That's right. So, an interesting and promising older map. Standards are going to be a little bit 2016 because it was made in 2016, but I think we'll have to forgive those, and I'm not expecting it to be updated anytime soon. That's right, not updating yourself anytime soon. It's a really good way of supporting the channel, getting me seen by more people and help me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Kebabolingen. Kebabolingen. I like Brodaty. Brodaty is the creator. Let's have a look at that start square. Yes, very usable, very happy, very standard, but nothing wrong with standard because standard works. There are your terrain heights, mostly flat. It kind of looks a little bit like a GTA 4 map, doesn't it? A little bit. There's your resources. They're workable. They're workable. I've seen more exciting, but they're fine. Absolutely fine. No complaints there. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to use an old map with Sunset Harbour, this actually works quite nicely. So no complaints there either. After the workshop, what do we need? Well, no DLC is required, mostly because there was no DLC at the time. Network Extensions project is now Network Extensions 2. You will need that one. And 81 tile mod is recommended. We're using the South England theme, which is quite neat, and the Spitfire LUT, which is also very neat as well. But yes, the intersections, you don't really need to subscribe to them, but it's nice that they're there because it gives a nod to the original creators. Okay, a down to ground level. Remember. Standards are going to be a little bit clunky because there was no Move It. In fact, I'm not even sure that we had Fine Road Tool at this time. So the roads are going to be a bit clunky. And I can forgive these anyway outside of, even though the 81 tile mod is recommended. Anything outside the 25 tiles is slightly less important, especially on an older map. So let's pretend we are now at this point coming into the 25 tiles. So anything from this point in is kind of judgeable to a degree. But again, you want to switch off all the mods and go back to ye old days, then your maps will look exactly like this. May not even look as good as this. Okay, so just saying. I'm just saying it, you know. Okay, first intersection, plopped intersection, very neatly plopped, a very nicely made intersection there as well. No complaints with it. Well, I say no complaints. Again, no Move It, so that wasn't really, I mean, it's slightly encroaching. It's not the worst bit of encroachment. Everything else looks okay, doesn't it? Does it? There's another one there. Oh, and there's one right in the middle of the road. So, yes, there are some minor things that could be fixed using today's tools, and given it was a plopped intersection, possibly in the editor, maybe. Okay, we're going a little bit adrift on the left-hand highway there, and that was fixable in-game, I would say, with the old tools. Not a huge problem to have that perfect, but there we are. Right, loving the backdrop. And so this is the thing, was the screenshots really caught my eye, grabbed my attention. Yes, the detail was going to be a bit clunky, but if we brought this to modern standards, is it a good map? Do you know what? It's got the potential actually to be a very good one indeed. Okay, this bridge again, the pillars aren't aligned, and that is fixable. I will have to include in today's show a link to my perfect bridge tutorial because you don't really need any mods really to have a perfect bridge. I guess they can help. Of course they can help. And some jinky jankies going on there. We bring this road down to it's an elevated ground level. And again, everything's nice and smooth. And I've no major complaints at this point. I do question why we've got a bridge section going on there, but I guess it dips away a little bit and it might make an interesting feature. Then we are into Start Square territory, where we have 2 intersections. That's your Start Square intersection right there. And we've got the other one bringing traffic in from the other direction as well. And somewhere around here will be the Hotel Bristol, Warsaw by tomzako. Now, I don't know where the Hotel Bristol got its name from. I'm assuming somebody from Bristol. But I don't know, but this is an amazing asset. It's a good-looking building. It's well put together. tomzako, top creator. Don't see enough from them, and I really need to get them on this channel more often. Very lovely work. Good work there. Factoids, because factoids. The English Football Association Challenge Cup competition, much beloved, was formed on this date, the 20th of July in 1871, to become better known over the years as the FA Cup. That first final saw the Wanderers beat the Royal Engineers by 1-0, watched by a crowd of only 2,000. Yeah, you can't buy tickets now. Oh, it's just packed stadium. Wembley Stadium are throbbing. It's probably going to be Liverpool, Man City next year. I'll place my bets now. Okay, the Hotel Bristol, Warsaw by tomzako. Today's asset of the day. Yes, now the FA Cup has kind of lost a little bit of its magic over the years, what with money, and it doesn't generate enough money. And there's no qualification for why we've got all those bridge sections, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't qualify you directly into Europe, and therefore it's just better to spend all your money and resources on doing well in the league, and then the cup is it's a shame because the magic of the FA Cup. I mean, it's all getting your club through to the latter stages. It was just magical. Oh, bit of a question mark with the rail here, even in the olden days when everything was in black and white. I feel that this rail route was a bad choice. I don't understand why we've gone out. I know these days we have the tunnel enabler from Bloody Penguin that you can use as a mod in the map editor, but I do feel that was a poor choice. The rail there, we have a little look. We do loops around, loops up and over. Got the up and overs. Not a big fan of rail up and overs, but again, 2016, so shouldn't really complain too much. And then again, going up and over here, it's not the prettiest of things. So a little bit of rail planning probably could have boosted this map a little bit. But I don't feel this map is about the network. And networking, it's good to have networking. You need the networking to be able to build, of course, and it does add to the gameplay. What we need, though, is just a good looking map to build on with some interesting shapes and variations, and maybe some water flow through the start square. And all of those things, the important stuff, we'll be checking after the intermission for perfect bridges. How do you make a perfect bridge?
Do your bridges look like the game's AI has gone on holiday? Would you like vanilla bridges to be proud of? Then you need the beginner's guide to perfect bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
Of course, I do use a mod or two in that tutorial, but it's not essential, really. You can get away with it. Anyway, long story short, we are back to Kebabolingen by Brodaty, and shipping routes that they're fine. They're a little bit jinky-janky, but again, they're relatively light jinky-janky, so there's not going to be any crazy shipping motion going on. And yeah, the bridges, they're not the most beautifully placed in the way of pillars, but again, they look certainly okay enough. Water flow, if you need water flow going through the start square, well, this being an old map, it has been very much designed to have water going through the start square, so credit for that and no complaints at all. Right, the map as a whole. Do you know what? I really quite like this one. I like the huge beach area going on there. We've got some interesting variations in terrain, including some small hills. Loving this little area here. I'm feeling this might be a thumbnail area, but I'm just loving the work. It's a good theme as well. The rock work there as well, given that it's 100% vanilla assets. That looks pretty solid too. I quite like, on the whole, the forests. The forest coverage where there are forests is very nice. A little bit slightly smoother blending here. Again, in the old days, that's actually good work. And in today's date, it's not bad work. So that's something. It could be a little bit of work there. Loving the texture. Obviously, the generic brush being used there. Loving the texturing and the mountains as well. Castles, we've got quite a few castles. Nothing anywhere really to write home about. Well, one. We'll write home about one of these castles. They're not spellbinding. They're not horrific, but there's just lots of them. It was early days. It was early days, and we still see castles which aren't spellbinding these days. So that's fair enough, isn't it? That's fair enough. Down here, we've got another castle down here as well. Possibly, arguably, the most interesting of them. Possibly. I mean, location's a bad one, but let's not worry about location. We've got another one over here. This location's a better location. It's an interesting-ish shape. Again, though, I'm not massively excited. Oh, yeah, probably the one going up on the mountain there was probably a bit more interesting. And then we have some sea defences, but the one to write home about. I did say there was a castle to write home about. Remember the city that was lost to the waves. Well, it would have been lost to the waves if we didn't have essential lighthouses, of course. The essential lighthouse. But yes, Atlantis. Atlantis, I have found you. That's a neat little touch. I like that little touch. Okay, I'm saying it. Okay, could be a lot more exciting. Don't care. I quite like it. Then we have a fairly nicely worked jetty. We've got 2 essential lighthouses, and even that wasn't enough to stop the shipwrecks. Brilliant. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's the map as a whole. What do you think of it? Let me find a decent screenshot location. What do you think of it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right hand corner. It will take you across to the voting page where you can log in via various means and make your vote known. Okay, what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I'm really pleased I came to it. I feel it's a little bit clunky by any, yeah, a little bit basic, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna give it 3 stars, but I'm gonna call it a high 3. Don't think I can justify giving it 4th star, although my heart tells me I want to. Detailing is 1966. Sorry, football on the brain. It's 2016. It's 2016 through and through. It could be a lot worse, but it's not. But it can't get 3 stars. It's 2 stars for detail. Gameplay potential. I think this is a very finely playable map. They've come to arrest me. Thank you. Ambulance. They won't be arresting me. The gameplay potential, it's a playable map. It's absolutely fine. Very, very playable, I would suggest, even by today's standards. Yes, there's a lot of work you'll probably want to do, but I'm going to go 4 stars. Let's call it a low one because there's a lot of work to do. Kebabolingen by Brodaty. Thank you very much, Brodaty, for your very early map and for bringing it to my attention by releasing a new map, which was really quirky and was a lot of fun to review. And I'd like to see some more from you because you clearly have some talent. Anyway, that's it. We've made it to the end of Monday's show, which means if you are still here, you are part of the 20 and out elite. The few people that see the last 20 seconds of the show, use the word of today, which I've made very easy for you to use, in the comments, and try and use it in the sentence if you can. Thank you very much. And I will be back tomorrow with a request map. Why not a request map? Thanks for watching.